a conversation around how can we talk about regeneration or restoration. And someone had posted on the Jamboard about Indic value systems, that the current paradigm of development is doesn't take into account the value systems that the Indic culture and other indigenous cultures have had. So where the purpose of life itself was not economic as it was in the earlier paradigm, the dominant paradigm, but that the purpose of life is more holistic. And so we had the idea of Purusharthas, for example, right? And so the sense that you have to balance your economics and your needs and your desires, you have to balance it with the idea of dharma. So that notion or that deep philosophy about the purpose of life itself is now being talked about more and more. Can we see ourselves as a part of nature, that sacredness that existed in the relationship between humans and nature, humans as nature, as being part of nature? That sacredness, can we restore that sacredness? Can we look at the so-called natural resources, right? The mountains and the rivers and the forests, which we in the Indic cultures and other indigenous cultures really had this sense of a personhood, right? You had names for mountains and rivers, and there was a space that took it into account the sanctity of these, and that there were manifestations of a universal consciousness. So it didn't have to have a market value. It has an inherent intrinsic value because it's just a manifestation of the universal. You didn't need to give it a market price to assign it a value. And so the idea that you needed to balance, right, duties with rights. In fact, rights emerge from duties. That as you perform your duties, your rights begin to emerge from that space, right? And that there is a balance between these. So even the knowing, what is considered as knowledge, has also been seen as a whole, that there is analysis, but there is a synthesis, a sense of wholeness within which analysis lies. And so this sense of, and it's a very intuitive sense, right? It's an intuitive way of knowing, of wisdom, of learning from experience, which is very, very embedded in these cultures. And then the relationships that have existed within human communities, but also between communities, human communities and nature. It has always been one of caring, of protecting, of restoring, of regenerating, of sharing. And that sense of abundance, right, which emerges from sharing, that sense of co-creating or being part of a process of evolution that all of us are participating in. That's a different kind of sense. And so a more living systems kind of metaphor rather than a machine metaphor, and a sense of deep interconnectedness and what I've called a radical oneness. Radical not in the sense of what shall we say? It's not not in the sense of violence, but radical in the sense of fundamental. Right? There's a fundamental sense of oneness, a sense of interdependence, which is so rooted, right? And so today, these two, right, the previous dominant paradigm and this regenerative paradigm, these are both coexisting as they have coexisted for a long time in all of our cultures. Now, what is interesting is that this is a paradigm that is being, the conversations around this have started increasing tremendously. And a lot of the discourse around the regenerative paradigm have been approached not from, a sense of philosophy, but coming more from the realm of science itself.